Welcome to Passion Travel. Explore world street food, captivating vlogs, and inspiring journeys with us. Subscribe to experience adventure in every video. Churros con chocolate, fried dough pastry served with a thick, rich chocolate dipping sauce. Churros con chocolate along with the ingredients you'll need. Ingredients for churros. 1 cup water. 2 tablespoons white sugar. 1/2 teaspoon salt. 2 tablespoons vegetable oil. 1 cup all-purpose flour. Oil for frying. Ingredients for chocolate sauce. 1 cup dark chocolate chips or chopped dark chocolate. 1 cup milk. 1 tablespoon cornstarch. 2 tablespoons sugar, adjust to taste. 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract, optional. Instructions. 1. Make the churro dough. In a saucepan, bring the water to a boil. Stir in the sugar, salt, and vegetable oil until dissolved. Remove the pan from the heat and add the flour all at once. Stir vigorously until the mixture forms a ball of dough. Let the dough cool for a few minutes. 2. Prepare for frying. Heat oil in a deep fryer or a large, deep skillet to 375 degrees Fahrenheit 190 degrees Celsius. 3. Pipe the churros. Spoon the dough into a pastry bag fitted with a large star tip. Pipe strips of dough into the hot oil, using kitchen scissors to cut them to your desired length. Fry the churros until golden brown, about 2 to 4 minutes per side. Remove with a slotted spoon and drain on paper towels. 4. Make the chocolate sauce. In a small saucepan, combine the chocolate and milk over medium heat. In a small bowl, mix the cornstarch with a little bit of water to make a slurry. Stir this into the chocolate mixture. Add sugar to taste and continue stirring until the chocolate is melted and the sauce has thickened slightly. Remove from heat and stir in vanilla extract if desired. 5. Serve. Serve the warm churros with the hot chocolate sauce for dipping. Optionally, dust the churros with powdered sugar before serving. Tortilla Espanola, traditional Spanish omelette made with eggs, potatoes, and onions. Tortilla Espanola, a classic Spanish omelette. Ingredients. 4 medium potatoes, peeled and thinly sliced. 1 onion, thinly sliced. 6 large eggs. Salt, to taste. Pepper, to taste. Olive oil. Optional, chopped parsley for garnish. Instructions. Prepare the potatoes and onions. Heat a generous amount of olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the thinly sliced potatoes and onions to the skillet. Cook, stirring occasionally, until the potatoes are tender and lightly golden, about 10 to 15 minutes. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Drain excess oil. Once the potatoes and onions are cooked, transfer them to a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. Let them cool slightly. Beat the eggs. In a large mixing bowl, beat the eggs together until well combined. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Combine potatoes, onions, and eggs. Add the cooked potatoes and onions to the beaten eggs in the mixing bowl. Gently fold everything together until the potatoes and onions are evenly coated with the egg mixture. Cook the tortilla. Heat a little more olive oil in a clean skillet over medium heat. Pour the potato and egg mixture into the skillet, spreading it out evenly with a spatula. Cook the tortilla for about 4 to 5 minutes, or until the bottom is set and lightly golden. Flip the tortilla. Carefully flip the tortilla using a large plate or lid to cover the skillet. Slide the tortilla back into the skillet to cook the other side. Cook for an additional 3 to 4 minutes, or until the tortilla is completely cooked through and golden brown on both sides. Serve. Slide the tortilla onto a serving plate. Allow it to cool slightly before slicing into wedges. Garnish with chopped parsley if desired. Papas Bravas, fried potato chunks served with a spicy tomato sauce. Papas Bravas. Ingredients. 2 pounds, about 1 kilogram, potatoes, Yukon Gold or similar, peeled and cut into bite-sized chunks. 2 tablespoons olive oil. 1 teaspoon smoked paprika. 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. Salt, to taste. Pepper, to taste. For the Bravas sauce, 1/4 cup mayonnaise. 2 tablespoons ketchup. 1 teaspoon smoked paprika. 1/2 teaspoon hot sauce, adjust to taste. Salt, to taste. Instructions. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius. In a large bowl, toss the potato chunks with olive oil, smoked paprika, garlic powder, salt, and pepper until evenly coated. Spread the potatoes out on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper in a single layer. Bake in the preheated oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, flipping halfway through, or until the potatoes are golden brown and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. While the potatoes are baking, prepare the Bravas sauce. In a small bowl, mix together the mayonnaise, ketchup, smoked paprika, hot sauce, and salt until well combined. Adjust seasoning to taste. Once the potatoes are done, remove them from the oven and transfer to a serving dish. Drizzle the Bravas sauce over the potatoes or serve it on the side for dipping. Garnish with chopped parsley, if desired, and serve hot. Torrijas, Spanish-style French toast, often enjoyed during Easter. Torrijas. Ingredients. 1 loaf of slightly stale bread, preferably a rustic bread like baguette or brioche, sliced into 1-inch thick pieces. 4 cups whole milk. 1 cinnamon stick. 1 strip of lemon or orange zest. 3/4 cup granulated sugar. 4 large eggs. Vegetable oil, for frying. Ground cinnamon, for dusting, optional. Honey or syrup, for drizzling, optional. Instructions. In a medium saucepan, heat the milk, cinnamon stick, and lemon or orange zest over medium heat until it reaches a simmer. Remove from heat and let it cool slightly. In a shallow dish, whisk together the eggs and 1/4 cup of sugar until well combined. Dip each slice of bread into the warm milk mixture, soaking it for about 30 seconds on each side. Be sure not to over-soak, as the bread should be moist but not falling apart. Heat vegetable oil in a large skillet or frying pan over medium heat. Carefully dip each soaked bread slice into the egg mixture, coating both sides evenly. Fry the soaked bread slices in the hot oil until golden brown and crispy on both sides, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Remove the fried torrijas from the oil and drain them on paper towels to remove excess oil. In a shallow dish, mix together the remaining 1/2 cup of sugar and ground cinnamon, if using. While still warm, coat each torrija in the cinnamon sugar mixture, ensuring it's evenly coated. Serve the torrijas warm, drizzled with honey or syrup if desired. Solomillo al Whisky, pork tenderloin cooked in a whiskey sauce, tender and flavorful. Solomillo al Whisky, whiskey glazed pork tenderloin. Ingredients. 2 pork tenderloins, about 1 pound each. Salt and black pepper, to taste. 2 tablespoons olive oil. 1/2 cup whiskey, such as Scotch or bourbon. 1/4 cup soy sauce. 1/4 cup honey. 2 cloves garlic, minced. 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard. 2 tablespoons butter. Chopped fresh parsley, for garnish, optional. Instructions. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. Season the pork tenderloins with salt and pepper on all sides. In a large oven-safe skillet, heat the olive oil over medium-high heat. Once hot, add the pork tenderloins and sear them on all sides until golden brown, about 2 to 3 minutes per side. In a small bowl, whisk together the whiskey, soy sauce, honey, minced garlic, and Dijon mustard to make the glaze. Pour the whiskey glaze over the seared pork tenderloins in the skillet. Transfer the skillet to the preheated oven and roast the pork tenderloins for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until they reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit 63 degrees Celsius, basting occasionally with the glaze. Once the pork is cooked through, remove the skillet from the oven and transfer the pork tenderloins to a cutting board. Tent them loosely with foil and let them rest for 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, place the skillet with the remaining glaze back on the stove over medium heat. Add the butter to the glaze and stir until the butter is melted and the sauce is slightly thickened. Slice the rested pork tenderloins into medallions and arrange them on a serving platter. Drizzle the whiskey glaze over the sliced pork. Garnish with chopped fresh parsley, if desired, and serve immediately. Berenjenas Fritas, fried eggplant slices, often served with honey or molasses. Fried eggplant. Ingredients: 2 medium eggplants. Salt. 1 cup all-purpose flour. 2 teaspoons garlic powder. 1 teaspoon paprika. 1/2 teaspoon black pepper. Vegetable oil, for frying. Instructions. Wash the eggplants and trim off the ends. Cut the eggplants into slices about 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. Place the eggplant slices in a colander and sprinkle them generously with salt. Let them sit for about 30 minutes to draw out any bitter juices. After 30 minutes, rinse the eggplant slices thoroughly under cold water and pat them dry with paper towels. In a shallow dish, mix together the flour, garlic powder, paprika, and black pepper. Heat vegetable oil in a large skillet or frying pan over medium-high heat until it reaches 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Dredge the eggplant slices in the seasoned flour mixture, shaking off any excess flour. Carefully place the coated eggplant slices in the hot oil, being careful not to overcrowd the pan. Fry them in batches if necessary. Fry the eggplant slices for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, or until they are golden brown and crispy. Once fried, transfer the eggplant slices to a plate lined with paper towels to drain off any excess oil. Repeat the frying process with the remaining eggplant slices. Serve the fried eggplant slices hot as a delicious appetizer or side dish. Calamares a la Romana, deep-fried squid rings, crispy and delicious. Calamari a la Romana, Roman-style fried calamari. Ingredients: 1 pound, about 500 g, clean squid, calamari, tubes and tentacles. 1 cup all-purpose flour. Salt and pepper, to taste. 1 teaspoon paprika. Vegetable oil, for frying. Lemon wedges, for serving. Marinara sauce or aioli, for dipping, optional. Instructions. Rinse the cleaned squid under cold water and pat them dry with paper towels. Slice the squid tubes into rings and leave the tentacles whole. In a shallow dish, mix together the flour, salt, pepper, and paprika. Heat vegetable oil in a large skillet or frying pan over medium-high heat until it reaches 350 degrees Fahrenheit 175 degrees Celsius. Working in batches, dredge the squid rings and tentacles in the seasoned flour mixture, shaking off any excess flour. Carefully place the coated squid pieces in the hot oil, being careful not to overcrowd the pan. Fry them in batches if necessary. Fry the calamari for about 2 to 3 minutes, or until they are golden brown and crispy. Once fried, use a slotted spoon to transfer the fried calamari to a plate lined with paper towels to drain off any excess oil. Repeat the frying process with the remaining squid pieces. Serve the fried calamari hot with lemon wedges for squeezing over the top. You can also serve them with marinara sauce or aioli for dipping if desired.